Welcome back to World Wrestlers History, the channel where the greatest legends of professional wrestling are brought back to life through their stories. Today, we take you on a journey through the electrifying career of one of the most iconic figures in wrestling and entertainment history. A man who started with nothing but determination and charisma, who went from being booed out of arenas to being loved by millions across the world, and who later conquered Hollywood while never forgetting his roots in the ring. This is the story of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Dwayne Douglas Johnson was born on May 2, 1972, in Hayward, California. Wrestling was in his blood. His father, Rocky Johnson, was a trailblazing black Canadian wrestler who made history as one half of the first black tag team champions in WWE. His grandfather, Peter Maivia, was a revered Samoan wrestler and a high chief in his culture. With such a lineage, the wrestling world was already in his DNA. But The Rock's path wasn't easy. Growing up, his family moved around frequently, from California to New Zealand to Hawaii and then to Pennsylvania. These constant moves made life unstable, and the family often struggled financially. At times, they couldn't even afford a steady home. By his teenage years, Dwayne was already a giant physically, standing well over 6 feet tall, but he also struggled with discipline. He got into fights, was arrested more than once, and at times seemed destined for a troubled path. But deep inside, he carried an unshakable drive to rise above hardship. Football became his first love. Dwayne earned a scholarship to play defensive tackle at the University of Miami, one of the best college football programs in the country. In 1991, he was part of the Miami Hurricanes team that won the national championship. His dream was to play in the NFL. But after going undrafted and briefly joining the Calgary Stampeders of the Canadian Football League, he was cut from the team just 2 months later. Suddenly, his dream had collapsed. He returned home devastated, with only $7 in his pocket. This low point would later inspire the name of his company, $7 Productions, symbolizing the struggle he overcame. With football gone, he turned to his family's business, wrestling. His father, Rocky Johnson, initially didn't want him to go down that road, knowing how difficult and unstable the wrestling world could be. But eventually, he agreed to train him. Dwayne took on the name Rocky Maivia, honoring both his father and his grandfather, when he debuted in WWE in 1996. He was presented as a smiling, clean-cut babyface hero. But the fans didn't buy into it. Instead of cheering, they booed him relentlessly. Chants of "Rocky sucks" and "Die Rocky die" filled arenas. For a young man just starting his career, it was crushing. But Dwayne Johnson didn't quit. Instead, he reinvented himself. He tapped into his natural charisma, his humor, and his sharp wit. He turned heel, embraced arrogance, and became The Rock. This wasn't just a name, it was a personality, larger than life, cocky, and charismatic. Suddenly, the crowd that had once hated him couldn't get enough. They hung on his every word. The Rock joined the Nation of Domination, and soon, his star power outshined everyone else. He won the Intercontinental Championship, cut unforgettable promos, and made his catchphrases famous worldwide. "Know your role and shut your mouth, it doesn't matter what your name is," and of course, "If you smell what The Rock is cooking," became cultural staples. By 1998, The Rock had captured his first WWE Championship. From there, he skyrocketed. His feuds with Mankind, Triple H, The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, and especially Stone Cold Steve Austin created some of the most memorable moments in wrestling history. The Rock and Austin were two sides of the same coin. Austin was the rebellious everyman, while The Rock was the flashy, arrogant superstar. Their rivalry defined the Attitude Era, and their matches at WrestleMania 15, 17, and 19 are still regarded as legendary. At WrestleMania 19 in 2003, The Rock finally defeated Austin on the grandest stage, in what turned out to be Austin's last match before retiring. The Rock wasn't just about wrestling skill, his charisma was unmatched. He could hold an arena of tens of thousands in the palm of his hand. When he walked to the ring, when he raised that eyebrow, when he hit a spine buster and followed it with the people's elbow, the fans erupted like no other. He was called the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, for a reason. He could make you laugh, he could make you cheer, and he could make you believe. In the early 2000s, The Rock began to transition to Hollywood. He appeared in The Mummy Returns, and later starred in The Scorpion King, showcasing that his charisma could shine on the big screen. Some doubted him at first, wondering if a wrestler could really make it in Hollywood. But Dwayne Johnson proved them all wrong. Over the years, he became one of the most bankable actors in the world, starring in franchises like Fast and Furious, Jumanji, and many more. Even as he conquered Hollywood, The Rock never forgot his wrestling roots. He returned to WWE multiple times for special appearances, including a legendary match against John Cena at WrestleMania 28, billed as Once in a Lifetime. The Rock won that night in Miami, only to lose the rematch at WrestleMania 29, where Cena gained his redemption. These matches connected a new generation of fans to The Rock's legacy. Beyond the ring and the movies, Dwayne Johnson became an inspiration. From being broke with only $7 in his pocket to becoming a global superstar, his story is one of resilience, determination, and relentless hard work. He has become a role model for millions, proving that with drive and belief, you can overcome any obstacle. Today, The Rock stands as not only one of the greatest wrestlers of all time but also one of the biggest stars in the world. He remains deeply respected in wrestling, beloved by fans, and admired globally. Whether it's in the ring, on the movie screen, or even on social media where he shares his life, workouts, and motivational words, he continues to electrify audiences everywhere. And that, my friends, is the incredible story of The Rock, the man who went from Rocky Maivia to the People's Champion, the man who showed the world what it truly means to be electrifying. Thank you for watching World Wrestlers History. If you enjoyed this journey into the life of The Rock, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our future wrestling stories. Until next time, if you smell what The Rock is cooking.